I can't decide which I like best. And today we're making two versions of the Al Capone special, coming straight out of Chicago, the Southside. This light and refreshing cocktail came out of necessity when Al Capone's gang was smuggling in gin that was too hot and needed a recipe that could balance out the abrasive alcohol. And this recipe became very popular with Al Capone and his gang, and then was aptly named the Southside. Alright, so the Southside consists of gin, mint, lime juice, and simple syrup. But with my version, there's just a little bit of extra prep to do, as we're going to make a mint syrup as opposed to just adding mint into the shaker while making the cocktail. And the reason I do it this way is I find you get a more flavorful and mint-forward cocktail, and it leads to more consistency each time you make the cocktail. And as I said, we're making two versions of the Southside. So the build for both the Southside and the Southside Fizz are 2 ounces of gin, 1 ounce of lime juice, 1 ounce of mint syrup, and for the Southside Fizz, after shaking, we're also going to top it off with a little bit of sparkling water. Alright, so let's jump right into our prep. You may have already seen our mint syrup video in our Bar Essentials series, which I'll drop a link for below just in case you want to reference just the mint syrup later. But if not, I'm going to go over it right here as well. So for our tools for our prep today, we're going to need a kitchen scale. We're going to need a pot. We're going to need a basket strainer. We're going to need a bar spoon or something to stir with. We're going to need a cutting board, we're going to need a knife, and we're also going to need a citrus juicer. So with our mint syrup, we need 250 grams of sugar, 250 grams of water, and 25 grams of mint leaves. Now this recipe is going to yield a half liter of syrup, which will make roughly 16 Southside cocktails. And the shelf life for your mint syrup is up to 2 weeks refrigerated. So if you have any leftover mint syrup, a great use is to shake it up with some green tea for a nice NA beverage during these hot summer days. Alright, so to start, let's grab a container we can weigh with, turn on our scale, place our container on the scale, make sure you zero it out, and we're going to weigh out 250 grams of sugar. Add that to our pot, place the container back on the scale, make sure it's zeroed out. Next we're going to weigh out 250 grams of water. Add our water to the pot. And lastly, we're going to need 25 grams of mint leaves. We want to make sure we don't have any of these big stems in there. We want to make sure we get mostly just the leaves. Okay, to have some of the smaller stems, just avoid the big bulky stems. So we need 25 grams of mint leaves. We want to make sure we save a couple of our mint leaves for garnish, so go ahead and set a couple aside. We got 25 grams of mint leaves. Let's go ahead and add that to the pot with the sugar and the water. Alright, we have all of our ingredients in the pot. Let's get that burner turned on to a medium-high heat. Grab our bar spoon, let's give it a little stir to mix that sugar in. Alright, so you want to bring this up to a boil until all your sugar's dissolved and allow the mint leaves to steep into the syrup. So while the mint syrup's going, let's go ahead and get our lime juice for our cocktail. Grab our cutting board and our knife. Now, I like to cut up all my citrus at once and then juice it all at once, just for a quicker process. Grab your knife. Alright, we got all our limes cut. Let's go ahead and grab our citrus juicer, place our lime into our citrus juicer, rind side up, give it a press, open it up, give it one more press, just to get all that juice out. Alright, so a little side note on citrus juice. A liter of citrus juice equals 33.814 ounces. And since there is 1 ounce of lime juice in the Southside, it means you get roughly 33 Southside cocktails out of a liter of lime juice. A half liter of lime juice will get you roughly 16 cocktails. A quarter liter of lime juice will get you roughly 8 cocktails. So juice accordingly depending on the amount of citrus juice you need. If you're just making 1 Southside or 2, then you can just juice 1 or 2 limes to order. Alright, our limes are juiced. Now we gotta double strain. We always double strain our citrus. So grab your basket strainer. And you're gonna pour your lime juice once. Get all that little bit of pulp out of there. Pour it through a second time. Alright, so perfect timing to check on our mint syrup. It's just coming to a boil right now. All the sugar's dissolved. I'm going to go ahead and turn that off the heat, and you're going to want to allow that to cool. Now while it's cooling, you're going to want to leave the mint leaves in there the entire time. That way it really gets all that flavor from the mint leaves. It gets that nice color. Alright, so our syrup is cooled. We're going to want to grab a storage container, grab a mesh basket strainer, pour our syrup right into the container. There it is, our mint syrup. Make sure you grab some blue tape, something you can label with. Alright, so we got all our prep done. Let's get shaking some cocktails. Alright, so I went ahead and put my lime juice and my mint syrup in these cheater bottles here just to make it easier for making the cocktail. Now since these cocktails have citrus, we're going to need our shaker tins. We're also going to need our glassware. And we're going to need our jigger. So even though these cocktails have the same build, I'm going to build them in 2 different tins just to make sure the measurements are exact going into each glass. So we always start with our cheapest ingredient first. So, an ounce of lime juice in each of the shakers, and an ounce of mint syrup in each of the shakers. Next, we're gonna need 2 ounces of gin. I'm using Leopold Summer Gin, which is fitting for the season we're in. It gets notes of blood orange, juniper, as well as French immortal flowers. So we're gonna need 2 ounces of our gin in each of our shakers. And next we're gonna need some ice. Grab the large side of your shaker tin. Make sure you fill the short side of your shaker tin all the way to the top with ice. Close them up, flip them over, and we shake for 12 seconds. Then, you want to grab your shaker tin, right in the crease of your hand as always, squeeze, hit by the thumb, you get that cracking sound, it loosens up the top. Same thing, palm of your hand, squeeze, and boom. So, let's start with our regular Southside. This is a shaken cocktail, so you need a double strain. Grab your Hawthorne strainer and your basket strainer. Garnish with a mint leaf. Now whenever garnishing with herbs, place it in the palm of your hand and give it a little slap to release all those essential oils. Place it ever so delicately. All right, now for our Southside Fizz. Grab a tall glass. Want to fill it with ice. And again, it's a shaken cocktail. Want a double strain, so grab our Hawthorne strainer and our basket strainer. Strain that goodness out. Now, as I said, the difference between the Southside and the Southside Fizz is the addition of club soda or sparkling water. Top that bad boy off. Oh yeah, I love that sound, nice and bubbly. Agitate the cocktail a little bit to mix the club soda in. Got our mint. Again, place it in the palm, give it a smack to release those essential oils. And there you have it, the Southside and the Southside Fizz. Let's taste. Start with the Southside here. So refreshing. Citrusy and bright and green from that mintiness. I want to drink these all summer long. Let's go for the Southside Fizz. Even lighter, you get the bubbles, also one you'd want to drink all summer long. And the garnish of the mint is so nice, you get a little extra of that mint on the nose. Man, both are so good. The perfect balance of sweet and citrus, the juniper from the gin, those extra blood orange notes from the Leopold to add a little bit of that extra rininess and extra botanicals. There it is, guys, 2 refreshing cocktails to help you quench your thirst during these hot summer days. I hope you enjoyed the recipes today. Maybe you made them along with me, maybe you wrote them down for a later date. Either way, guys, let me know how you're liking the cocktails. And guys, become a regular somewhere. Become a regular at your local watering hole. It's the best way to support local business. And become a regular here at Happiness Bar by liking, commenting, subscribing. Hit that bell if you want notifications. We got cocktail videos coming out every Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern to get you ready for the weekend. Stay happy, everyone.